What's going on, everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. In today's video, I want to share with you must-have resources for gathering and finding website design inspiration. Whether you're just starting out as a designer or a developer, or want to improve on your existing skills, these resources will help push you to the next mile. So without further ado, let's jump right into the first resource. So the first resource I have here is awards.com. Awards.com is a platform for where users can go to this website, submit websites, and users on the platform can actually vote for the best websites. So this is a great place if you want to find award-winning websites and see how they've actually built out their applications and created some of their really cool animations and built out their UI components. So a really cool thing about this is it has this really cool filter option here at the bottom. And let's say, for example, if you are a designer and you want to get some inspiration for websites that use the color purple. So a really neat feature about awards.com is you can filter down into websites based on simple things like color, font, countries, and so forth. In this case, I have chosen color. And a really cool thing is, as you scroll down, there's a whole range of different websites which have been submitted by users. Let's say, for example, we found this one quite interesting. You can actually click on it and go ahead and have a look at how the website has been generated. Again, it just has a screenshot here, but a really neat feature about awards.com is it not only provides screenshots, but it also gives you the option to actually explore the website. So you can go ahead and have a look at how that website has been created. So in this case, we have opened up the website, and as a user to the platform, we can actually go ahead and start to explore how this user has actually created this website. And it gives us a really good understanding at how this website has been able to be awarded on the website, the way they've actually integrated their typography, their colors, the way in which they've actually put the components together. And again, it's just a really good place if you want to get some design inspiration starting from scratch. So highly recommend checking out awards.com. Another really neat feature about awards.com is not only can you look at websites, but you can also look at elements. So in this example here, I've gone ahead and searched up navigation just so I can get a better understanding and get some inspiration for what a good navigation could look like. So for example, I'm going to click on this one here. Rather than focusing on the website as a whole, it is focusing more on the navigation element that I'm interested in building. And again, it has that same feature where we can go out of that design into the actual website itself. And it gives us an understanding of how the user has gone ahead and built it out. And again, you can go ahead, click on the nav bar and see how that navigation has been created. So again, highly recommend checking out awards.com, not only for websites, but also component inspiration. The second resource I've got for you is an alternative to awards.com, and that is bestwebsite.gallery. I usually go to this one if I can't quite find the right website I'm after in awards.com. Again, it's a very similar structure to before. As you scroll down, it has a whole range of websites, which again have been voted by users, similar to awards.com. And a really neat feature that I really like about bestwebsites.gallery, since I build a lot of my applications on React and Next.js, a really cool thing about this is you can actually filter based on the technologies the user used in order to create the website. So as an example, let's say, for example, I'm interested in seeing designs from users who have used Next.js to actually build out the application. So you can actually go ahead and filter down on that framework. So as an example, let's go on this first one here. We can go ahead and actually look at the website itself. Obviously, it's a screenshot, but similar to awards.com, you can go ahead and actually click on Go to Website. And from here, as the user, you can actually go ahead and explore how the user has gone ahead and actually created their design, which is really neat and awesome. Again, this user has some really cool 3D animation, and again, a great place to be, especially if you want to improve on your interaction skills, whether that be in the designer or developer realm. So I highly recommend checking out bestwebsite.gallery if you want to go for something that's a bit more simple and easier on the eye to navigate. Another great resource that I love to use when it comes to user flows of websites is Mobbin. Now, before I get into this, there is a paywall, but don't worry, a lot of it is completely free. So as an example, I've gone ahead and clicked on one of the examples in the list, which was on the previous page. A really cool thing about this, let's say we were building out an onboarding design, but we weren't quite sure how to create that experience and make it more pleasant for users. Great thing with Mobbin is it actually provides an example of how the onboarding journey looks like using screen grabs. Not only does it have screen grabs, but also gives the user an option to check out a prototype of the onboarding journey. So you can actually go ahead and click around and see how the user would navigate through this onboarding experience. It's definitely something that is super handy, especially if you are someone who is struggling with building out really nice looking user flows. I highly recommend checking out mobbin.com. Understandably, there is a paywall, but don't worry, a lot of it is completely free to access. So definitely worth checking out if you want to get better at generating user flows in your own designs. The fourth resource I've got for you is refero.design. This is a great platform if you want to get a better understanding for how certain UX patterns have been created, UI elements, or even looking at page types. And a really great thing about this is a lot of the designs have been sourced from well-known companies, things like Stripe, Nike, and so forth. So as an example, if we wanted to check out some of the landing page examples here, you can actually go ahead and check that out. So as you can see, we have renowned companies like Headspace, Wise, Overflow, and so forth. As an example, if we wanted to get an understanding of how Headspace have gone ahead and actually created their landing page, you can go ahead and check out how they've developed that. And again, it is a screen grab, but it loads instantly and it's really easy to work with, especially coming straight into the website. So that's really handy. Another really neat feature about refero.design is you don't just have to do page types, but you can also look into UI elements. So for example, if we wanted to look at, looking at navigation bars, for example, it gives us examples of how navigation bars have been created. In this example here, we have one by Coinbase. And this gives us a really good understanding for how we can also implement this into our own designs, which is really handy. So yeah, definitely check this out if you are interested in looking at how the best companies have actually gone about and created their own elements or page types. Now, last but not least, we have Dribbble and Behance. I would only recommend checking these ones out if you are interested in UX and UI design, building out case studies. If you are an aspiring developer and don't really care about UX and UI, I would not recommend checking these out, but rather check out the previous resources that I provided before. The reason why I do like Behance and why I still use it is it's fantastic for case studies. So as an example here, I've just clicked on this random example here. It gives us an understanding of how the user has actually gone about and created their case study in a story format. And it gives us an understanding of the design process from research all the way to testing. We have some really cool typography effects and colors being used. We get an understanding of how some of the user personas have been built into it. And yeah, it's a great place to get a better understanding of the UX and UI space. Again, the same thing with Dribbble. You can go ahead, look at UX case studies. And yeah, just a really good place if you are stuck in being able to create a case study or trying to make it a bit more pleasing on the eye. Highly recommend going to Behance and Dribbble and just checking out how other users have crafted their own case studies. So the question I'm always given is, how should I go about using these inspirations? So if I were just starting out fresh, completely from start, my first advice would be to check out the first two resources I provided, which was awards.com and Best Gallery. The reason for these to start off with is because it gives you a really good understanding of how a final website design looks like. However, if you're working on an existing product and you can only focus on particular components or user flows, then I highly recommend checking out refero.design and Mobbin. These two are really good resources to get a better understanding on user flows and component design. And then finally, if you are a UX designer, just wanting to get a better understanding for case studies, then definitely check out Behance and Dribbble. And yeah, that's basically the end of it. If you want to learn more about design or development, or if you want to get an understanding of how to actually create some of these pages or components, if you follow my channel on YouTube, I do have a whole range of tutorials related to UI design and front-end development. So if you want to upskill in that area, definitely go check out some of my videos below. I also have a whole range of playlists all the way from front-end development into UI design. So if you are interested in coding or design, go ahead and check that out. And in the meantime, I will catch you all in the next one. Catch you later.